Genes are units of heredity that are passed down from parents to offspring and are responsible for determining various inherited traits in living organisms. They are segments of DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid, which is the genetic material found in the cells of all living organisms. Genes contain the instructions or codes that determine specific traits, such as eye color, hair color, height, blood type, and susceptibility to certain diseases. Here's an overview of genes and how they determine inherited traits. 1. Structure of genes. Genes are composed of DNA, which consists of a sequence of nucleotides, adenine, thymine, cytosine, and guanine, arranged in a specific order. The sequence of nucleotides in a gene determines the sequence of amino acids in a protein, which ultimately determines the structure and function of the protein. Genes are located on chromosomes, thread-like structures found in the nucleus of cells. Humans have 23 pairs of chromosomes, with one set inherited from each parent. 2. Inheritance of genes. Offspring inherit genes from their parents through the process of sexual reproduction. Each parent contributes one copy of each gene to their offspring. For most genes, individuals have two copies, one inherited from each parent. Genes can exist in different forms or variations, called alleles, which may result in different versions of a trait. For example, there are alleles for eye color such as brown, blue, or green. The combination of alleles inherited from both parents determines an individual's genotype, or genetic makeup, which in turn influences their phenotype, or observable traits. 3. Gene expression. Gene expression is the process by which the information encoded in a gene is used to synthesize a protein. Gene expression involves two main steps: transcription and translation. During transcription, the DNA sequence of a gene is copied into a molecule of messenger RNA, mRNA. The mRNA carries the genetic code from the nucleus to the cytoplasm, where it is translated into a specific sequence of amino acids, forming a protein. Gene expression is regulated by various factors, including environmental cues, developmental stages, and the presence of other molecules that control the activity of genes. 4. Dominant and recessive traits. Some traits are determined by single genes with two or more alleles. In cases where one allele masks the effect of another allele, the trait associated with the dominant allele is expressed, while the trait associated with the recessive allele is only expressed in the absence of the dominant allele. For example, in Mendelian genetics, the allele for brown eyes is dominant over the allele for blue eyes. Therefore, individuals with one or two copies of the brown allele will have brown eyes, while individuals with two copies of the blue allele will have blue eyes. 5. Polygenic traits. Many traits, such as height, skin color, and intelligence, are influenced by multiple genes working together, as well as environmental factors. These traits are called polygenic traits. Polygenic traits often exhibit a continuous range of variation within a population rather than distinct categories, and are influenced by the combined effects of multiple genes and environmental factors. In summary, genes are units of heredity composed of DNA that determine inherited traits in living organisms. Through the process of inheritance, gene expression, and interactions with the environment, genes play a fundamental role in shaping the characteristics and traits of individuals and populations. Understanding the principles of genetics helps us comprehend the inheritance of traits, the diversity of life, and the mechanisms underlying genetic disorders and diseases.